Good day, everybody. This is Doug, the Modeling Hermit, coming at you with the completion of the 1972 Chevrolet Wedge Race Car Hauler. And we have changed this from a tandem axle to let me get this over here where you can see. So this would have been what it originally was supposed to look like from the kit manufacturer. And I made some changes that I went to a single axle on it instead of the dual axle, and with tandem wheels on that single axle. I also, these doors here that opened up had such huge, I don't know, those hinges on them were just so engrossly out of size that I just couldn't handle that. So I filed those off. I just glued it shut anyway. I don't like people messing with my models that much. So I just glued those shut. And where I added in this section for the wheel well here, I put in a door there too. So that makes that much more usable. I added, now to start with, on the the rear axle, to make it a single, we had this piece that I cut out and I put a splicer plate in. And I didn't worry that much about how great of a job I did. I just needed to get that out of there because that was going to drive me crazy. If somebody turned that over and saw this axle with no wheels and going to nowhere, yeah, that just wasn't going to cut it. So that had to come out, and I spliced that in. That's about all that really had to be done. In a video before, I think I mentioned about how I did that. So that's what it took for me to get to a single axle. Now, I did add a couple of pieces of rod into the wheels here, ends of wheels, to make those look a little bit more businesslike. Now, on the top, I added a whole new section up here on the top that gives me a place for my tires. These will be for the race car hauler, or for the race car, but a place for the tires. So I got a tire rack up there. And yes, it's open on the sides because I also made a place for my people when they're, the pit crew, when they're watching the car out on the track, they need a place to watch the car race. So I built them a little platform up here, and then with sides on it. And then when that closes up, that becomes your sides for the wheels, so you don't have those bouncing off on the road. And then these fold down and up. So this is what I did to the rig. Other than that, I built it's pretty much just straight from the box. And that's about all I really did to it. So with those little changes, I mean, it's almost like a completely different truck when you're done. And I encourage everybody to, really think about this a little bit and give that a try. It's not a big deal. It really seems like it's a huge deal, but you just put in a splicer piece in here, and you do the same thing on that rear axle. You don't even have to really do that if you don't want to, because down here it's not going to be seen once you close it in. I did put a little lip over this wheel here because the tire stuck out there, so I did put a little lip in there. Other than that, pretty much from the box. I really can't say a whole lot. It was a fun kit to build once you get the way I wanted it. It was a fun kit to build. And like I say, you got your tire rack, you got your place for your people to watch the race at. This railing should have been a little bit taller, but to do that, I mean, this thing is already kind of sticks out a little high above that. And so with that, I went ahead and just left the railing down there. This was actually a design flaw on my part. This rotator was supposed to come down here, and this is supposed to come off, but I didn't see. This was supposed to come out just about where the bottom of this is where the top of it was supposed to be at. So think about that. If you build this part on, the platform, think about where you're going to put the rotator. Other than that, we're done with this one. And then we will be building a car to go with it. Now, I had set up for the 72 Chevrolet, or 62 Chevrolet Impala, or Bel Air to go with it. But I've been using this as my guide has been building this 57 Chevy. My guide as I've been building this thing. And you notice the length on this. Let me get this back a little bit so you can see. The length on this car already comes way out over here. If I build the 62 Chevy, it's going to be way out back in here someplace. So I'm thinking about, instead of the 62 Chevy, I am thinking about either a first or second generation Camaro, possibly a Chevy 2 or Nova, something like that. That's smaller. Even then, that's quite a bit on there. So that is my big thought on this. And here is just that longer car is going to come way out behind that yet. So with that in mind, this is the Modeling Hermit. And I'm thanking all of you for watching, for subscribing, and for telling your friends. All of that, for sharing all that. So please be sure to, if you haven't subscribed already, give me a sub and be sure and hit that like button. And this is the Modeling Hermit, and I am off the air and gone.